Every year, the world observes International Day of Education on January the 24th to identify and proffer solutions to the challenges in the education sector globally. Now, with the coronavirus pandemic since last year, the challenge with education globally has widened as 265 million children and adolescents around the world lack complete access to school, and 4 million children and youth refugees remain out of school. Well, joining us now on the program to speak to the gaps in Sub-Saharan Africa education sector is Howard Douglas, a director at a UK-based community interest company, WRBLO. Thank you so much for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let me begin by asking, what's your understanding of the state of education today in Africa? You know, the severe impacts of COVID-19, and how urgent is this call for action?
Okay, so from what I've physically seen, the state of education, particularly for the poor in Africa, is frankly dismal, and for the most part, not, in my opinion, fit for purpose. That is even before we consider the impact of COVID-19. You know, year by year, World Education Day is celebrated, and rightly so for some, as we can see and appreciate the modernization and the measurable progress of various African economies, but not so for the poor, for orphans or unwanted children who are being increasingly neglected and left behind. COVID-19, in fact, may actually be a catalyst that draws our attention and a call to action to the way we discriminate against those, particularly at ground zero of poverty.
Now, what would you say are the possible solutions to these challenges that you've highlighted?
Well, you know, we cannot expect to see the exponentially positive change that Africa is bursting to reveal unless we adopt an Africa-centered, innovative, inclusive, and productive model of education. That model needs to rival the tired, conventional post-colonial systems that Africa has inherited. WRBLO is developing a holistic curriculum to be delivered through smart, safe, innovative hubs. And these hubs will be designed to produce revenue. And by that token, children can be incentivized and appropriately rewarded during the precious cycle of child development and set on their chosen path to eventually become productive adult citizens within their specialisms, whether they be academic, vocational, digital, agricultural, or indeed entrepreneurial.
All right, then, so much to discuss, but we'll have to just keep it there. Thank you so much, Howard Douglas, director at the UK-based community interest company, WRBLO. Thank you for joining us on the program.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.